Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready for the 2-year-old Jackpot competition. This is generously sponsored by Everglow Equine Supplement. Everglow 2-year-old Jackpot competition is a new and unique class to our World Percheron Congress. As you know, every year over 100 Percheron foals are born. Way back in 2016, the exhibitors that you are going to see in the arena saw something very special in their little foals. So something so special that at that time they entered them in a competition that was yet 2 years away, all with hopes of winning the class. 2 years later, we are now at the World Percheron Congress, and we are going to see those 2-year-olds in the arena. Trust a horseman to love nothing more than a gamble. The Everglow Jackpot competition is composed of 2 parts. Earlier in our show, we saw the halter classes, where all of the animals, the Mare, Stallions, and Geldings, competed together and were judged based on their physical conformation. The halter class took place yesterday morning here in the Jacobson. Today we're going to see the second part of this competition. It is in the performance driving class, where all of the 2-year-olds compete against one another in the cart class. So again, we are going to see mares, stallions, and geldings coming together. These are just 2-year-olds, very young horses relatively in our hitching industry. We are then going to combine the scores. Once we have placed this class, we're going to combine the scores, and the horse with the lowest combined total number of points shall win the honor of the supreme horse of the Everglow 2-year-old Jackpot Championship. And what's more exciting about this, we have our class sponsor here with us. So on top of winning their premiums, the halter, and the class winnings, the Supreme Jackpot Champion will also receive a check for $5,000. And again, we are honored to have the Everglow family with us. We will be presenting that award following our Tandem class. We are going to be calculating the scores. And the World Percheron Congress is very grateful to Everglow for such a generous support of what has become a very competitive and exciting opportunity for the 2-year-olds of our show. We'd again like to thank Everglow by Nature's Way. We are going to be welcoming Mr. Steve Gregg into the arena. He is going to officiate in this class. We will be splitting it. This class will be split. It is your 2-year-old Jackpot competition. So these horses have already shown in the halter classes, and they are going to be coming in the cart class. The cart class, the Jackpot class, going to be split. We have 15 entries that are totally entered in this class. And again, we will be combining their scores from this class to the halter class to crown your overall Jackpot champion, who will receive that check for $5,000. Working in the arena with our judge, Mr. Steve Gregg, our official photographer, Ken Seams, and our ring steward, the master of the arena, Justin, we are going to be seeing our first division making their way in. As I said, you normally see our horses in the 4, 5, 6-year-old as they make their debut to the arena. This is just the 2-year-old, so an outstanding showing as they make their way in. The geldings, the mares, and the stallions all eligible. All right, we need the remaining for the first division to the arena. If you are in the Everglow Challenge, we do need you here to the arena. All right, the gates are going closed on the first division, on the rail at the trot. And Dr. Chad will start our reverse in the corner, reversing with our 2-year-old filly. Down to the walk, drivers. Walk your entries, please. And trot on, drivers. Back to the trot, please. We are lining up, drivers, pulling into the lineup. As you make your way around, and our first round making their way into the lineup. Would you please make them feel welcome in our 2-year-old Jackpot competition? If you are just joining us in the arena, we are having our kart class as part of our 2-year-old jackpot competition. This is round number 1. We have 2 groups that will be coming in. In this class, you are seeing our 2-year-old horses that were nominated to be involved in this class back in 2016. When those foals were born for the 2016 crop, our exhibitors saw something special, whether it's the mare, the stallion, or the gelding. We did show them at halter yesterday. They were shown in a 2-year-old class, all breeds shown, or all of the mares, geldings, and stallions together. That class was placed. Now today, you're seeing them in the driving portion of our jackpot. Once this class is placed, the scores will be averaged, and we will be crowning your overall champion in the jackpot competition. In addition to the awards, the winner of your jackpot is going to be receiving a very generous check of $5,000 from Everglow Equine Supplement by Nature's Way. Following our jackpot kart class, we will have the tandem class. Last night, Mother Nature bestowed some pretty ugly weather on us, and we did scratch that tandem class, moving it to today's program. Our judge, Mr. Steve Gregg, has seen the first division. We are going to help hold these horses in here for just a moment while he makes some marks on his card. We do have 4 more entries to come. 4 more entries that will be coming in this competition. Our judge, again, Mr. Steve Gregg, joining us from Cargill, Ontario, Canada, reviewing the entries in our 2-year-old class. Quite a feat by our exhibitors. As I said, most of our hitch horses are anywhere from 4, 5, 6 and older. To bring into a new, fresh arena a 2-year-old, they have worked extensively throughout the summer getting these horses broke to harness. They have competed in both the halter and now the harness class. You can see great futures ahead in all of these horses, whether they are the mares, the stallions, or have been gelded. All right, we are going to be excusing you out to your right as you make your way out. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a nice round of applause. Our first section to the 2-year-old class. And we do have our next section coming in. They tell us there are four entries that would be making their way in. Again, this is our 2-year-old class in the Jackpot division. And our second division now making their way in. Our gates are going closed. Continue on the rail at the trot, please. Mr. Hammer, you are going to start our reverse in the corner. We are making that diagonal reverse with the second group of our 2-year-olds. Down to the walk drivers. All walk, please. And back into the trot. All trot on. And we are going to be lining up. Hammer, as you make your way around, we are going to be lining up, please. We are making our call in the barn for the tandem class. Tandem classes will be coming in next. And would you give them a nice round of applause? Our second and final division to the Everglow 2-year-old Jackpot competition in the cart division. Our judge has seen all of the entries in this class. Again, we have a Perch Run Congress because of those people who generously support, donate, and offer great things. The good folks at Everglow Equine Supplement by Nature's Wave came up with the idea of supporting the younger horses. We have our 2-year-olds in the class now. When you think about our next Perch Run Congress, which will be in 4 years in Manitoba, these horses will be 6 years old. They will be finding their spot in the hitches, whether it's the Mare hitches, the Gelding hitches. They are going to be in their prime in those 6 years. Right now, they are youngsters. This is probably, for many of them, their first time in the show arena. Our hats off to the exhibitors who have very generously worked with these horses to get them to this level here at the World Perch Run Congress. We are going to be welcoming our queens into the arena, and in this class, we will place it just as we would a regular class. Once this class is placed, we will be working up here to tabulate the combination score between the halter class and the hitch class. Once we have combined the scores and we have selected our winner, who has done the best in both halter and cart division, we will be awarding our $5,000 check. We have Steve joining us. He is making the trip from Ontario to be a part of our show, representing Everglow. He does have a booth over in the vendor trade show area. If you're at all interested in helping get the best out of your horse, the best performance, make sure to go over and visit them in the booth. They will talk to you about what their product can do to help you get the best out of your horse. So this class will be an open class. We'll be placing it in just a few moments. And again, our special thank you going out to Everglow Equine Supplement by Nature's Wave, our sponsor of the Jackpot competition. Our queens in the arena, we are honored to have these beautiful young ladies with us, doing an excellent job throughout our performances, running back and forth between the pavilion and the outdoor arena, keeping all of our awards straight and always having nice smiles on their face. So in this class, as Steve makes his final decisions, we will place it in its entirety. And we also did want to remind everybody that our official photographer is Ken Seams, and Ken is working diligently to get candids throughout every single class. His wife is set up in the unit right behind the entrance, right behind the announcer stand outdoors in the camper. You can see your proofs. They are ready almost momentarily. He finishes taking a class and she runs and gets the disc. So if you'd like to see any of your proofs, make sure to stop out in the trailer. Viewing stations are set up and you can see your proofs immediately. So just a moment, we'll be back with the results. In this class, our judge has placed it in its entirety. Again, they are going to be receiving points for each of their placings in the halter and the hitch. In 11th place today, if you would make your way out to your left, is entry 153. That is the entry of Fedor Farm Pertrins, joining us from Cassopolis, Michigan. That is FF Zander, Fedor Farm Zander, out of Rockets All-Star Flash. In 10th place, the honors today to number 158. That is Central Valley Percherons of Lynchburg, Missouri. That is Alpine Valley Prince. Ninth place is going to number 292. That is Blackbrook Bella, the entry of Blackbrook Percherons. Joining us from Clear Lake, Wisconsin. In 8th place, number 426, Kerwin's Captain. That is the entry of Kerwin Percherons from Schoolcraft, Michigan. In 7th place, number 176, Tradewind Farms with Tradewind's Marvel, the entry of Ty and Amy Fry. In 6th place, number 156, the entry of Windermere Farms with Windermere's Crow. Abraham doing the driving. 5th place honors to number 425, YES MasterCard. That is the entry of the Witt Farms of Blooming Prairie, Minnesota. 4th place to number 288, Bellevue Sapphire, the entry of Bellevue Percherons, Nicole driving. 3rd place to number 291, Lone Oak 16 Carmen, the entry of Lone Oak Percherons from Bertle, Manitoba. 2nd place honors today going to entry number 283. That is Zubrod's Electra, the entry of Zubrod Percherons, Guthrie, Oklahoma. And your winning entry today in the cart competition of your 2-year-old jackpot competition, number 177. That is the entry of Clear Creek Connection, joining us from Winchester, Indiana, with DKW Crystal's Cricket. Mr. Cody Woodbury on the lines. This horse, DKW Crystal's Cricket, is out of East Wind Kirk Supernova and SG King's Crystal, owned by Dean and Kelly Woodbury and family of Clear Creek Connection, Winchester, Indiana, with Mr. Cody Woodbury on the lines. Your first place entry in the Everglow 2-year-old jackpot competition cart division. Again, we are going to be tallying all of the results in this competition, and then we are going to be awarding our overall jackpot winner. Congratulations, Cody Woodbury on the line for Clear Creek. The entry of the Woodburys. Congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be bringing our tandem class into the arena. As most of you know, last night, Mother Nature bestowed a little windstorm on us. actually a big windstorm on us, and the tandem class was moved to today. Again, that was for a safety issue of last night. So we're going to be welcoming Steve back into the arena. He is going to be seeing our tandem classes. Our tandem class today is sponsored by the Friends of Gary Rowe. This class dedicated in his memory. And our first division making their way in. Our gates are going closed. On the rail at the trot, please. And Miss Katie, you're going to start our reverse in the corner, please. Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And back into the trot drivers. Trot on, please. And we will be lining up, Katie, when you get down to our ring steward, we are going to be lining up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please make our first division of the tandems feel welcome in the arena. Our open tandem class sponsored by the Friends of Gary Rowe. Early June of this year, the Percheron breed unexpectedly lost one of its true advocates and supporters in the passing of Mr. Gary Rowe. From humble beginnings, Gary, along with his brothers Greg and Michael, built a hitch of gray geldings that would rival the best hitches in North America. Although rarely seen in the ring, Gary was the indispensable man behind the scenes and was a large part of the success experienced by the Flat Rock Percherons. This class was always a fun class. Gary loved this class. This class has been sponsored by the Friends of Gary Rowe. They know that he will always be remembered as a friend and a lover of the Percheron horse, and this class is dedicated in his memory. You may see in this class, our driver must keep that lead horse stepping freely out front. These team of horses working in line, working head to tail. Our judge, Steve Gregg, has now seen all of the entries in the first division. Round 2 will be coming in momentarily as soon as he makes his marks. All right, we are going to ask Jamie if you would make your way out to the right. Jamie will start exiting the first division. Our tandem class in memory of Mr. Gary Rowe. That's right, give him a nice round of applause. A very beautiful class to watch. And as soon as we have safely cleared the arena, we are going to be bringing in round number 2 for the open tandem class. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Both the ladies and the gentlemen doing the driving in our tandem class, making their way in. On the rail at the trot. This is our second division on the rail at the trot. We will have one more group of our tandem classes, one more section to the tandem class. We are reversing. Amy, you are going to start our reverse in the corner, please. Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And trot on, drivers, back into the trot. And Miss Amy, you are going to start our lineup as you make your way around, lining up at Justin's direction. Our judge, Mr. Gregg, now reviewing each of these entries in the second division. As I said, this is a very large class. We have one more section. Our third section will be coming in momentarily. While our judge is reviewing the entries in the second division, we do want to remind you of the great things going on in the cattle barn area. In the front is the vendor and the trade show section. We have vendors with all kinds of great merchandise in the equestrian world, whether it be the clothing, the jewelry, the tack, household items, furniture, clothing, everything available over there. Make sure to stop in and visit the vendors. We do have our official World Percheron Congress store over there as well. Merchandise going very quickly for your memorabilia, all related to the World Percheron Congress. But lots of vendors over there with some great things for you to take home as a souvenir. Also, the silent auction is set up in that trade show area. If you have not been by there, make sure to get a number and bid generously on the items in our silent auction. Our kids area is also over there as well. We do crafts each day with the kids, and that is morning and afternoon sessions for crafts with the kids. Play tables available over there, so a nice way to let the kids unwind in the children's area. All of that happening over in the beef barn directly across from the horse barn. And it is the trade show, the vendor area, the silent auction, and our kids play area. All right, we are going to be opening the gates in this division. Make their way in. Bruce is going to be heading out to his right. If you would follow through, we are going to be dismissing this group. One more section to the tandem class to come in. This class honoring the memory of Mr. Gary Rowe. And our third and final division now making their way in for your tandem class. Our third and final division, please make them feel welcome. Our gates are closed on round number 3 on the rail at the trot. We are reversing. As you make your way around, we are going to be reversing. Greg, you'll start that, please. And walk, please. Trot on, please. Back into the trot. And Greg, you are going to start our lineup when you get down to Justin. Drivers pulling in as closely but as safely as possible. And give them a nice round of applause as round number 3 finds their way into the arena for the tandems. Again, our judge, Mr. Steve Gregg, reviewing these entries. We are going to be ready to bring rounds number 1 and 2 back in momentarily. We are going to be bringing our first and second heats back into the arena, wall to wall in the tandem. All right, we are going to be having a drive off. We have 2 hitches that are going to be going out to their left. We want you to make 1 pass at the trot and then pull back into the lineup. Josh, you are going to be heading out, and we do want you to make 1 full lap at the trot. And Zubrod, I believe, is going to be going out. Those 2 are in the run for the roses, ladies and gentlemen. So Chad's going to be making his way out with our Mare tandem. And Josh, if you would come out with the Gelding tandem. These 2, 1 full lap at the trot, and then back into the lineup. Cheer on your favorite, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Geldings and the Mares going head-to-head in the tandem. You're awful quiet, Iowa. We're having a drive off. And we're getting you back into the lineup, drivers. Back into the lineup, please. Well, this class again, ladies and gentlemen, our open tandem class sponsored by the Friends of Gary Rowe. In this class, it is their sincere honor and fondest memory that the Friends of Gary Rowe sponsor the tandem, a class that more often than not contains a stunning exhibition, as all of our hitches did a wonderful job out there. Not only was Gary a vital part of the family Percherons, for many years he served as the vice president of the Ohio Percheron Breeders Association, and he was always a willing volunteer for the Percheron Horse Association of America. Gary was a friend to so many, and he will be forever missed. You will notice that all of our drivers have a red ribbon on. That is to salute the memory and all the good times with Mr. Gary Rowe. So on behalf of all the friends of Gary Rowe, this class dedicated in his honor. And last night we were supposed to have this class, and I literally passed through my mind as the tornadoes were going through and we were all trapped here in the Jacobson Center. The tandem class coming in memory of Gary, I kept thinking, why are you doing this? And then I got thinking, Gary's probably up there laughing, saying, see, I'm playing a hand in this Congress as well, giving a little excitement with those storms. But this class generally is always a fun class to watch. Drivers do an excellent job of keeping that lead horse out front. And we're so honored, and thank you to our exhibitors for wearing those badges in memory of our friend, Mr. Gary Rowe. Our queens are ready to help make the presentation in this division. We do want to tell our exhibitors our next class into the arena will be awarding our championships for the Everglow Jackpot. We will award our championship, and then we are going to take a 20-minute break. We're going to be moving right into the afternoon performances, but following the championship for the Jackpot, we will be taking a 20-minute break. In this class, our awards for your 15th place award is going to entry 632, Fedor Farm Percherons, Gary Fedor of Cassopolis, Michigan. You may go out to your right. In 14th position, entry number 636, Silver Hills Lightning Strike Percherons from Boissevain, Manitoba, Dylan exhibiting. In 13th place, entry number 619, Belle Queen Farm, the rider entry. In 12th place, entry 659, Chuddick's Farm, Ted doing the driving from Orwell, Ohio. In 11th place, 631, that is Scenic View Percherons of Glenwood City, Wisconsin, Bruce Heber. We are now to our top 10. If you would make your way out to your left, making your way around. In 10th place, number 607, Blackbrook Percherons, Mr. Johnny Josephson doing the driving from Clear Lake, Wisconsin. Ninth place to number 663, Highland View Farms from Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin, Miss Katie Van Vliet doing the driving. Looking very beautiful out there, Katie. In 8th place today, entry number 649, that is the entry of Way Up Farms, Amy Snover of Danville, Pennsylvania. Nice to see Amy joining us at our Congress. In 7th place today, well, we'll let Amy get around there. In 7th place today, entry 617. That is the entry of the Flat Rock Draft Horses. Greg doing the driving of Bellevue, Ohio. Greg and Mike out in the arena. This class dedicated in memory of their brother Gary. And a tremendous showing of all entries in our tandems. 6th place award is going to go to number 627, the Pittman Percherons of Claremont, Minnesota. Mark on the lines. See, you brought your cheering crowd, Mark. In 5th place today, the honors going to number 611. That is the entry of Schreiber Percherons of Plainview, Minnesota. Mr. Jamie Sparrow doing the driving. Fourth place to entry 612, Pine Hollow Dairy. They join us all the way from New York. Dale exhibiting your 4th place award. In 3rd place, entry number 616, that is Gray Thunder Percherons from Mokina, Illinois. Mr. Josh Wilcox on the lines. In 2nd place, the Red Ribbon Award going to entry 602, the entry of Zubrod Percherons, joining us from Guthrie, Oklahoma. Dr. Chad doing the driving. And ladies and gentlemen, your world champion in the tandem division is entry 610. That is the entry of Express Ranches. They join us from Yukon, Oklahoma. Josh Mitchell driving, your newly crowned world champion in the tandem division. This class again dedicated in memory of Mr. Gary Rowe by the friends and family of Gary. This tandem hitch of Percheron geldings was poetry in motion. You will see the lead horse and the horse in the shafts having tremendous power tremendous presence as they make their way around. Both our first and second place awards did a brilliant job. The Mares and the Geldings going head to head, with the World Championship going to the Geldings. You will see that many times these horses look like they were perfectly in step, very well behaved. Our queens and princesses going to be helping to make the presentation. Our official photographer, Ken, capturing the memories and the moments here in the arena. As they make their way around, you're going to see the winning style of this entry in the Tandem division. As I said, poetry in motion. They are working extremely well together. They are going to, it looks like Miss Kenseth is going to jump up there. She is going to take a victory pass. As they make their way around on the blue ribbon pass, you will see the winning style. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion Tandem winners. As we are now setting the stage to award our championship in the Jackpot class, we'll be back in just a moment with those horses eligible for the Everglow Jackpot Challenge. Jim Day, if you would come to the announcer's stand. If you would please bring your entries into the arena. We are going to be walking 10 entries into the arena for our Everglow Challenge. We are going to be awarding in this class your overall Supreme Horse, into the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be welcoming our horses that were shown in the Ebersol Jackpot Challenge. These are the 2-year-olds. You will see the Mares, the Geldings, and the Stallions. They are literally have been nominated to be a part of this class since 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the inception of the idea of this Jackpot Challenge was introduced. Again, we are seeing our horses in the arena that are eligible for your 2-year-old Jackpot competition. This is generously sponsored by Everglow Equine Supplement by Nature's Wave. We are going to be welcoming Steve into the arena representing Everglow. He is going to be helping our queens with the award in this class. This class has a very large award to be presented to your winner. A check for $5,000 on behalf of Eversols will be presented to your class winner. In this class, ladies and gentlemen, our horses have competed in both the halter and the 2-year-old cart class. We have now tabulated those scores, we have averaged them, and we are going to be placing this class. We do want to recognize the horses and their owners. In our 10th place award today is entry number 292, Blackbrook Bella, the entry of Blackbrook Pertrins. Give them a nice round of applause. Our 2-year-old mare. 9th place is going to entry 158. That is the entry of Central Valley Pertrins with Alpine Valley Price, the entry of Ken Pemetall. 8th place overall to number 426. That is the entry of Kerwin Pertrins, Kerwin's Captain. 7th place to entry 425. That is YES MasterCard, the entry of Witt Farms, Jeff and Diana Witt, Freeman exhibiting. In 6th place, entry number 156, Windermere's Crow. That is the entry of Windermere Farms, Abraham exhibiting. 5th place honors to number 291. That is the entry of Lone Oak Pertrins, Jim Lane's entry with Lone Oak 16 Carmen. In 4th place, entry number 176, Tradewind's Marvel, the entry of Tradewind Farms, Ty and Amy Fry. In 3rd place, entry number 288, that is Bellevue Pertrins with Bellevue Sapphire. And your top 2, ladies and gentlemen, both did an excellent job placing in our cart and our halter classes at the top of the list. The 2nd place reserve today is number 283, Zubrod's Electra, the entry of Zubrod Pertrins. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your champion in the 2-year-old jackpot competition. Congratulations going to number 177, Clear Creek Connection, the entry of Dean and Kelly Woodbury and family with DKW Crystals Cricket, the winner of the $5,000 check presented by the Everglow Equine Supplement. The Everglow family creating this idea to add excitement and then to encourage our Pertrin exhibitors. And what a class we've had, both the halter and the hitching. Today, your champion in the jackpot is again entry number 177, DKW Crystals Cricket. Congratulations. We are getting our pictures. We'd again like to thank our sponsors. Steve joining us from Ontario to help with the presentation in this class. Thank you so much. Steve does have his booth set up in the trade show area. We hope that you will go and visit with him, talk to him about the products they do have to offer, and thank him for their generous support of our World Pertrin Congress. Congratulations to Clear Creek Connection, the Woodbury family. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking a 20-minute break. We are going to take a 20-minute break. We'll be back in the arena with the afternoon performances starting at 1:20. And ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to welcome into the arena our registered mare carts with the gentlemen drivers. Our first of 3 heats making their way in. Again, a total of 3 divisions. Mr. Steve Gregg joining us from Cargill, Ontario, our official judge. Working in the arena with Mr. Justin Carey, our ring steward, and Mr. Ken Seams, the man making his way around as our official photographer, capturing the memories, the moments here in the arena. On the rail at the trot drivers, this is the first division. And we are reversing. We will be reversing, gentlemen. Our drivers making the diagonal cut across the arena, giving them an individual pass in front of our judge, ultimately changing the way they are working the arena. Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And trot on, please. Trot on, drivers. And we are going to be lining up as you make your way around. Lining up, please. What a fast-paced division. In the first round, would you give them a nice round of applause as we welcome our merit cards with the gentleman drivers. Our judge making his way past each entry, again making a review over the horse in this class, looking for very feminine characteristics, as these are the mares working in the performance class. Our judge, Mr. Steve Gregg, now reviewing his notes. In this class, we do have 3 divisions, a large turnout. We are giving them these different divisions so that they have plenty of room to drive on and to showcase these horses. This is all about the performance and the drive that they're getting. These exhibitors spend countless hours working these horses, and when we have a class that's just about 10-15 minutes long, we want to give them every opportunity we can to shine here in the arena. We are dismissing, starting with Enos, dismissing this first group. We will see them back for the final placings. As they make their way out, we did find a shirt. It was purchased at the Congress store. It was packaged in a small red bag, and it has a Canadian percheron on it. So if you've lost your bag from shopping, come up and let us know. We do have it here at the announcers. It was found outside. Our second division will be making their way in this second group, coming in for the mares in the cart with the gentleman drivers. We are selling the official show programs here in the office, again, or in the arena. If you would like your souvenir program, that young lady walking around with her beautiful hat selling the programs, they are $12 each, your souvenir program for all of our classes. Our gates are closed. On the rail at the truck, please. Oh, I apologize. One more to come in. They have one more coming in. All right, now our second division is complete. On the rail at the trot. And Dean, you are going to start our reverse in the corner, please. Down to the walk, please. I'll walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. And we are going to be lining up our second division with Dean. As you make your way around, Dean going to start our lineup. And give them a nice round of applause as the second division to our Mare carts now in the arena. Our class sponsored today by Red Oak Farms, Wishy Bush of Quebec, Canada. We appreciate his support. We do want to remind all of our youth exhibitors, if you have not picked up your gift certificate as part of your participation award, we do have them up here at the announcer stand right now. If you'd like to come up, send your youth or your parent up to get your certificate. It is a certificate to the World Percheron Congress store. Please come up to the announcer's booth if you have any exhibitors in our youth programs. Our judge reviewing our last entries in the second division. This is a tremendous class featuring our Mare carts. One more group will be coming in. We'll have everybody back in for the final placings. Our gelding teams will be on deck, but we do have one more section to the registered Mare carts. Our judge making notes on his cart again. Very difficult when these classes are split into so many divisions. He has to make good notes on what he sees in each of the heats. Our thanks going out to Red Oak Farms Wishy Bush of Quebec, Canada. Our class sponsor for the men's registered Mare cart class. All right, we are going to be dismissing out to the right. If you would make your way out, we will be dismissing. As always, we ask you to take them out with a nice round of applause. The second division of our Mare carts. We do want to remind our exhibitors to make sure to check the back of your numbers to make sure you have the appropriate number coming in for the class. It just helps with lots of the bookkeeping if you have that appropriate number on. Our third division for the men's cart now making their way in. Third division, please make your way to the arena. On deck will be that gelding team. All right, our gates are going closed. Drivers on the rail, at the trot. You are now under the judge's eye. Round number 3, our final round to the men's cart class. and Dr. Chad will be starting our reverse. In each of our performance classes, our judges calling for the reverse. It will give our exhibitors a single pass in front of the judges. It will ultimately change the direction that everyone is working in the arena. Our reverse, a very smooth transition. They do not break stride as they make their way across the arena. Walk, please, down to the walk. And trot on, please. Trot on, our third and final division. And we are going to be lining up as you make your way around. And give them a nice round of applause. Our third and final division to our Mare carts with the gentleman drivers. In the kart class, you are always looking for your fastest, your most animated, your most alert horse. Our judge, in judging the performance, looking for the knee action, the animation, the headset, and a horse that will drive on. In this class with our gentleman driver, again, looking for a very powerful horse. All of our horses did an excellent job in this class. And when we talk about kart classes, the Mare karts are one of the toughest classes for our judges. Very good competition throughout this class in all three divisions. We will probably be having a drive off, and then we'll have all of our entries back in for the final judging. We are making our first call for the Gelding teams. In between breaks today, we hope that you will visit our trade show area. We have vendors in there with all kinds of things related to the horse industry and into home decor. If you're looking for furniture, clothing, jewelry, horse supplies, horse supplements, it is all available in our trade show. Your official World Percheron Congress store is there as well. And you can bid accordingly at the silent auction. The silent auction going to benefit our World Percheron Congress. Several beautiful and nice items. All you have to do is take your number and bid accordingly. In this class, we are going to have a drive off, so we are going to be sending this division out. This heat will be making their way out. If we have room out there, we're going to send them out now. So if you could open the gates, if there's room out there, we're going to send them out. Bruce, you will lead that entries out. We will see them back in for final placings, but these entries making their way out. In this exciting class of mare carts, we have 3 entries that are going to be coming back into the arena for the drive-off. I always say that the drive-off is like the run for the roses, the final lap of the Indy 500. This is your time to shine. Our judge has asked to see 3 entries back into the arena, 3 entries. Your first entry in the drive-off will be the entry of Blue Ribbon Days. Our second entry in the drive-off, BG Stables, Brenda Grant's entry. And we'll be welcoming back the Silver Oak entry. On the rail at the trot, please. At the trot. And Dean, you will be reversing in the corner, down at the corner, reversing. You will see these three powerful mares making that diagonal cut. Our drivers very much in control. You see when I talk about action and performance, these three truly do an outstanding job. Dean, if you want to pull into the lineup, drivers into the lineup, we're going to be opening the gates. We'll be bringing that first, second, and third groups back in. We'll ask our drivers to pull in as closely but as safely as possible. If you are looking at the harness in these classes, you will notice that in our drive-off, we have one of our horses, the Blue Ribbon Days entry, with our standard show collar. The other two driving the mares in the breast collars. Our entries now making their way in, going to fill this arena from end to end with the mare carts. Again, our thank you going out to the Red Oak Farms, Wishy Bush of Quebec, Canada, for our class sponsor. If you could pull in as closely as possible, drivers. These powerful patrons keep coming in the arena. We are, like I said, being filled from end to end in the arena with our mare carts. One of our largest classes of the show and truly one of the most powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a nice round of applause to our gentlemen driving the mare carts. We are going to be welcoming our royalty into the arena, Miss Kenseth, Miss Kaylee, and our queen, Jolene, making their way around. In this class, we do have a couple special announcements to make. We have a young man out there celebrating his 18th birthday. Matthew, where are you, Matthew? You need to raise your hand out here. Matthew, down here, third from the end. all the way from Canada to celebrate his 18th birthday at the World Percheron Congress. After last night's tornado, he probably won't forget it, but happy birthday. And another special entry in this class, while our judges made his final decisions, entry number 638. Could you raise or tip your hat? Where are you, number 638? That is Dean. Where are you, Dean? Dean, right here, almost center to me. Dean is joining us from Australia. This is the first time we remember on American soil an Australian exhibitor in the show arena. So Dean, thank you so much and welcome to the USA. All right, our judges card has been turned in. We'll have those awards for you in a moment. On deck will be the team class. In this class, ladies and gentlemen, we have several entries that will be held in reserve. Our judge placed 15 entries, so we do have entries in reserve in no particular order. Reserved to entry number 630. As the gates open, you may go out to your right. That is the entry of Endeavor Percheron. Steve doing the driving. They join us from Battle Creek, Michigan. Thank you for being a part of our show. In reserve, number 632. That is Fedor Farm Percherons. Gary Fedor exhibiting. Gary joining us from Cassopolis, Michigan. In reserve, number 607, Blackbrook Percherons. David Larson exhibiting. Yes, you may go out to your right if you'd like. In reserve, number 652, Stumbled in Percherons. The Smebek family entry from Watertown, Wisconsin. And reserved to entry 676, R.J. Steele's entry of Kiowa Creek Coaches. We do have one more for reserve. Hold on just 1 second. In reserve as well, 629 Endeavor Percherons. I believe we had them. Nope. Endeavor Percherons, that is Brad exhibiting. Our awards starting at 15th. You may go out to your right as well. 15th going to entry number 636. That is the entry of Silver Hills Lightning Strike Percherons with Dylan exhibiting. 14th is going to entry number 647. That is Ryan Devy's entry of Eagle Mountain, Utah. 13th is going to entry number 638. That is Higher Farms, the entry of Higher Farms and Stefan Dittmar. Dean Reinberger exhibiting from Australia. Congratulations, Dean. 12th place going to entry 602, Zubrod Pertrans of Guthrie, Oklahoma. Dr. Chad exhibiting. '11th place to number 631, Scenic View Pertrans with Bruce Heiber of Glenwood City, Wisconsin. Remaining entries, if you would go out to your left, are Queens ready for the presentation. In 10th place today, entry number 642, that is the entry of Top Notch Farms, Top Notch Equine, John exhibiting from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Congratulations, Top Notch Equine. 9th place going to entry 640. That is the entry of Dan and Annie Wasson of Colfax, Iowa, with Freeman exhibiting. 8th place to number 634. That is the entry of Windermere Farms, Abraham exhibiting, making the trip from Spring Mills, Pennsylvania. In 7th place, number 633, that is the entry of Windermere Farms with Gerald on the lines. In 6th place, entry number 604, the entry of the Yoder Family Hay Company, joining us from Westcliff, Colorado. Enos doing the driving. 5th place to number 608, All-Star Farms of Wayne, Ohio, Ross Hansberger exhibiting. Fourth place going to number 606, the entry of Tripcrest Farm, joining us from Harrison, Maine, Wyatt Carball on the lines. And our drive-off contenders left in the arena. Third place today going to entry number 601. That is the entry of Blue Ribbon Days. Mr. Dean Woodbury on the lines. In second place today, the reserve to number 639. That is the entry of BG Stables. Brenda Grant's entry of North Platte, Nebraska. Mr. Raymond Helmuth exhibiting. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the Canadians are taking home the gold in our Mare Kart class. Entry number 603 in first place, Silver Oak Pertrans of Verdon, Manitoba. Mr. Ethan Strain exhibiting. Now this is a birthday that Matthew will remember. Driving that fine mare in our breast collar harness. She truly was poetry in motion. As she makes her way around, you are going to see class and pizzazz. Holding her head up highly and alertly, lots of animation. The overall package presented today by Mr. Ethan Strain, doing the driving for the Silver Oak Pertrans all the way from Verdon, Manitoba, Canada. Today, they are your world champions. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Ethan Strain, your world champion driver in the men's division of the Mare Kart. Congratulations. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go from that single cart horse up to the teams. Next into the arena will be the Gelding teams with the gentleman drivers. We do want to thank the good folks at Ames Construction, Dick Ames of Jordan, Minnesota. They are the class sponsors for our men's Gelding teams. This class is going to be split into 3 divisions as well. Round number 1 will be coming in momentarily. Our first heat making their way in. Our gates are closed in the first division on the rail at the trot. We are going to be reversing Dwayne. You will start our reverse in the corner. Down to the walk, please. Walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot, drivers. We are lining up. Dwayne, if you will start our lineup, please. And as our drivers make their way in, give them a nice round of applause. Round number 1 of our teams of Geldings with the gentleman drivers. We do have a special request for all of our exhibitors in the horse barn areas. Please make sure that the manure goes in the designated spots, not in the wash rack, not outside. Make sure it goes into the designated spots. In judging our team class, our judge looking for 2 horses that are closely mated, not only in size, color, and conformation, but in their performance. Our judge, Mr. Steve Gregg, watching these horses working on the rail, studying their action, the movement, how well they work together, how, again, they perform together, how quickly they respond to our driver, all of that taken into consideration. You will see we have the gray Percherons and the black Percherons being exhibited in this first division. We have 2 more heats to come in before all will be back for our final placings. This class sponsored by Ames Construction. Dick Ames of Jordan, Minnesota. Dick, a lifelong horseman, developed a profound respect for the horse that dates back to an era when the draft horse was essentially to operate on the big farms in the Midwest. Though the Percherons began as workhorses on the farm, showmanship and competition has become the mainstay for our present-day Percherons, as that we see in the arena and the Ames Percheron Farm. Ames Construction was founded in 1962 and is now one of the nation's largest heavy civil and industrial construction companies. The corporate headquarters is located in Burnsville, Minnesota. Their farm for the Percherons in Jordan, Minnesota. Our final entry now in the first division under the judge's eye. Our judge making his final reviews on round number 1. Clint now making his way out to start our lead out. Give them a nice round of applause as our gelding teams make their way out. If you are enjoying the activities of our World Percheron Congress, starting on tonight through Friday from 9:30 p.m. till 12:30 a.m. in the Bit and Bridle in the Cattle Barn, All are welcome for our musical entertainment. We have the band Lucas Beebe with DJ Joe Yokovana. If you'd like to see the band and the DJ, it is each night from 9:30 to 12:30 a.m. at the Bit and Bridle, located in the center of the cattle barn, and all are invited. And the Geldings in round number 2 now making their way in. On the rail at the trot. Round number 2 now in front of our judge. Jess, you are going to start our reverse. And down to the walk. Gentlemen, all walk. And trot on, drivers. Back into the trot, please. We are going to be lining up round number 2, starting with the Way Up Farms entry. Jess will start our lineup. And would you please welcome round number 2 into the lineup. An outstanding showing in our gelding teams. One more section before this class is complete. And our judge, Steve Gregg, making his final reviews over these entries. Rylan, you have to smile. You're on the big screen, buddy. It's not the kiss cam. You don't have to kiss Ivan. You could blow a kiss, though. All right, the gates are opening. We are going to ask the Ames entry to make their way out first. Travis going to lead this group out of the arena. One more section to come in. Take them out with a nice round of applause. We do still have up at the announcer's booth a bag that was dropped outside. It has a Canadian Percheron shirt from the Congress store. If you're missing your bag, make sure to come up here. It was found outside. And here they come, ladies and gentlemen, our third and final division to our team class. Our final entry making their way through the gates now. The gates are going closed. What an outstanding division. On the rail at the trot. Round number 3, the final round to the Gelding teams. We are going to be reversing with the Lone Oak entry. Jim, you're going to start that reverse. Down to the walk, please. Drivers, down to the walk. And trot on, drivers, back into the trot. And we are going to be lining up with the Lone Oak Entry Gym. We'll start our lineup. Would you please give our third and final division a nice round of applause in the Gelding team with the gentleman driver. Again, for this class, we are thanking the Ames Construction Company, Dick Ames of Jordan, Minnesota. With a workforce of over 2,000 employees, the company takes pride in their reputation for quality construction. They have worked with airports, bridges, highways, golf courses, and mine development, commercial site development, power plants, railroads, and water treatment plants. Ames Construction is synonymous with first quality work in their construction fields. Thank you going out to Ames Construction, Dick Ames of Jordan, Minnesota, for sponsoring our Gelding team with the gentleman driver. Our general sponsors for the World Perch Run Congress include Young Living Essential Oils. The Young Living Perch Runs are the equine ambassadors of Young Living Essential Oils. You will see their competitive hitch here in the arena and also the exhibition hitch, working in all of our facilities here at the World Perch Run Show, putting on a first-class show. The team was first envisioned by Young Living's beloved late founder and father of the modern-day essential oil movement, Gary Young, and his wife. We do thank Young Living Essential Oils for their sponsorship of our World Perch Run Congress, as well as Tipperary Equestrian, David Anderson of Vaughan, Ontario, Canada. This Canadian company is dedicated to providing personal protective equipment, specifically helmets and protective vests designed for all levels and disciplines in the equestrian world. If you follow rodeo, you will see that they have all of their equipment in the PBR and the PRCA. Great Caterers of Iowa, another major sponsor of our event. Experience an event like you've never imagined with quality service and outstanding food from Great Caterers of Iowa. With years of experience in the kitchen and planning parties, they pride themselves on attention to detail and the ability to create the ideal atmosphere for any celebration. Again, thank you going out to Joni and the Great Caterers of Iowa for their continued support of our World Perch Run Congress. We are going to be having a drive off. Our ring steward will be sending some of these hitches here in the arena out. Pay attention to Justin. He is going to, we're going to open the gates and we'll be sending some of these hitches out. Some will be staying for the drive off. Again, our drive off, we are sending some of these entries back out and leaving some in for the drive off. All right, we are going to put the Wilson entry and the Shining Stars on the rail for our drive off. And we're going to be bringing 3 more entries back into the arena. 3 more entries. A total of 5 entries going for the gold in our team class for the Geldings with the gentleman driver. I see our young lady handing out our programs. Programs are $12. It is your souvenir program. Take home a piece of history here at the World Perch Run Congress. In our drive-off, we are going to have the Shining Stars Perch Runs, the Wilson Farms entry, making their first in for the drive-off contenders, the entry of Express Ranches, followed by the entry of the Mark Messenger Memorial Hitch, and the entry of Young Living Percherons. These 5 exhibitors are going on the rail at the trot. Gates are closed on the rail at the trot. We are reversing, starting with Shining Star. And starting with the Shining Stars entry, we will be lining up. Drivers coming in as closely and safely as possible, bringing all of our entries back in. And our very fast-paced teams making their way to the lineup. Would you give our drive-off drivers a nice round of applause? We are going to be opening the gates. We're going to be bringing back into the arena our first and second divisions, making our way in with these teams to be wall to wall of our teams of the Geldings with the gentleman drivers. A total of 17 entries in our Gelding team class. Quite a feat to get all of them joining us back to the arena. A nice class. Our final entries making their way into the lineup, both celebrating the U.S. and Canadian hitches. Would you give all of our exhibitors a nice round of applause? $16 total entries in this class. In this class, we do have 2 entries that will be held in reserve. In reserve includes number 619 Belle Queen Farm of Burton, Ohio with Jim Ryder. And in reserve, number 659 Chuddick's Farm with Ted exhibiting from Orwell, Ohio. Our award for 15th place, making your way out to your right, is entry 662. That is Highland View of Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. Michael Sear exhibiting. 14th, going to entry number 627. That is the entry of the Pittman Percherons of Claremont, Minnesota. Mark exhibiting. And Mr. Henry getting a ride out with Uncle Mark. Nice to see Henry up there. 13th today is going to entry number 649, Way Up Farms of Danville, Pennsylvania. That is the entry of Amy Snover with Jesse Fisk exhibiting. In 12th place today, number 618, the entry of Lone Oak Percherons of Bertle, Manitoba with Mr. Jim Lane. 11th place to number 625, that is Hammersbach Percherons. They did not come back in, but we'll make sure to get that acknowledgement to them. Hammersbach Percherons, number 625. And your final placings, your 10th placing, if you would go out to your left. In 10th place, number 609, the entry of Ames Percheron Farm, Jordan, Minnesota. Travis Shaw exhibiting. 9th place to number 616, the Gray Thunder Percherons from Mokina, Illinois. Dwayne Wilcox on the line of the Gray team. In 8th place, entry number 611, Schreiber Percherons of Plainview, Minnesota. Clint exhibiting. 7th place to number 612. That is the entry of the Pine Hollow Dairy. Dale Mattoon doing the driving. In 6th place, number 622, the entry of White Mountain Percherons from North Conway, New Hampshire. Justin exhibiting. Our top 5 entries in this outstanding team class. 5th place going to number 614, the entry of Shining Stars Percherons from Pleasant Hill, Iowa with Jared Hansen. Fourth place going to entry number 628, Young Living Percherons from Mona, Utah. Ivan doing the driving, Rylan his assistant. In 3rd place today, entry number 694, Wilson Farms, the entry of the Wilson family from Vankleek Hill, Ontario, Canada. Kevin Wilson doing the driving. In 2nd place, entry number 610, the entry of Express Ranches of Yukon, Oklahoma. Lauren doing the driving. Ryland, his assistant up there. Nice to see Ryland up there. And ladies and gentlemen, an outstanding class and your world champion in the team division today is entry number 624. That is the entry of the Mark Messenger Memorial Hedge. The Messenger family joining us from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Brian Coleman on the lines. If any of our exhibitors would like duplicate rosette ribbons to commemorate your success at our 17th Annual World Percheron Congress, we do have office staff ready to help you with getting those additional ribbons. If you would like additional ribbons, they are available. There's a form in the office. But now, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Ames Construction, Mr. Dick Ames, we are pinning your world champion in the team division, our queens, making the presentation with a beautiful teal wagon and Mr. Brian Coleman on the lines. We were watching them from up here at the announcer's booth many times. They were perfectly in step as they make their way around. A very beautiful team of geldings shown in hand today by Mr. Brian Coleman. As he makes his way around, you're going to see the winning style. I believe one of our queens deserves a ride up there. It looks like our World Percheron queen, Jolene, is going to be taking a ride. She is a Mare girl by family, but she's going to ride out on this world champion gelding hitch. Ladies and gentlemen, your world champion team with Mr. Brian Coleman, the entry of the Martin Messenger Memorial Hitch. Congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our break until opening ceremonies at 5 o'clock this evening. We are having our feed team races in the outdoor arena. It is directly outside. If you keep heading to our left from this arena, that is starting now, and it is going to be round number 4 of our feed team race. Enjoy the day. Make sure to visit all of our vendors in the area of the cattle barn area. It is set up for your vendors and your trade show. And enjoy your day at the World Percheron Congress.